We interrupt this program to bring you a special bulletin from the HBC newsroom.
Alright guys, this is what is on the docket for today. Here is the original Priest of Tone / King of Tone clone. And we put this together and it sounded good, but when you hit the bypass switch, hold on, let me, people gotta have their loud cars.
What, are you kidding me?
That's better. So when we put this together last time, it sounded good, but when you press the bypass switch, there was a very loud pop. And I wasn't sure if that was just part of the way the circuit's designed, or if there was something I did wrong, or etc. And I'm not sure how I will edit this. I already did some filming. Can we call it filming? Did some videoing of diagnosing this pedal. And long story short, what I found was, if we can zoom in on this, what I found was, here is one half of the King of Tone. Signal comes in here, gets amplified, gets clipped, etc. And then before it goes out, it has to go through these two coupling capacitors. And the input signal on the guitar is alternating current, or AC, but all the op amps and stuff are operated using DC. And we do not want direct current on the output jack and onto the AC signal coming out of the output jack. And that's what the purpose of these coupling capacitors are. These block DC, so you have DC on this side of them, but the only thing that comes out here to your output jack is your AC, alternating current guitar signal. And I did some testing and I found that there are two coupling capacitors here. They're both 1 microfarad. One is electrolytic and one is bipolar. And what I found was, on one side of the pedal, the electrolytic capacitor was leaking DC onto the output jack. And then on the other side, the bipolar 1 microfarad capacitor was leaking DC onto the guitar signal.
Something strange.
Which is not good. It was leaking like 7 volts, I think, 7.5 volts. And if I remember correctly, this is for one side, this is the electrolytic, this is the bipolar, and this is the other side. So I made a video about the troubleshooting, and I was hoping I could have the end result, but what I had come to realize is all of the capacitors that I've been using for a long time now, I bought a bunch of kits when I first started building pedals from Amazon, so we got the cheap Chinese stuff, and I was eventually going to just let those run out and going forward buy all high quality stuff, but I think we're going to just have to toss them now or use them for projects where we don't care about this kind of thing, because you know the quality on those is just unacceptable. But I wasn't able to get this up and going because I was using it for experimentation, and I think I may have overheated some traces or something. This is no longer functional, so I'm going to build a new one. And this is for our Patreon winner, Phil.
This program was made possible by contributions to your PBS station from viewers like you. Thank you.
You won the September 2023 pedal giveaway on my Patreon. So Phil, let's build you a Priest of Tone. Here we go. We're in the dark, just like Billy Squire. On the first one that I built, I'm on the wrong page. This uses two different sets of clipping capacitors. I keep saying that. Clipping diodes. The original OG King of Tone uses MA856 diodes, and what's the other one here? These 1S1588 diodes. These are basically an unobtainium at this point, But if you go to Great Bench Electronics, he has a very good video about the diodes in this pedal, and he recommends the BA283 to replace the MA856s. And I believe the modern King of Tones that are Analog Man is making these days uses 1N4148s to replace the 1S1588.
You cannot believe everything that you read in the tabloids, okay?
And we have both those, BA283. And if you measure the forward voltage on these, they're damn close to the MA856. You know, if you just barely tweak like the gain or the volume on the pedal, that's going to be more than sufficient to make up any difference in having these different diodes. So it should be too legit to quit right here once we're all done.
And it appears that Hammer has indeed quit. A nation mourns.
So let's get it done. Here they are. We're all clipped up now. At this point, we can stop resisting. Sockets, trimmers, and dip switches. Alright, it's capacitor time. As we mentioned before, I went out and I just bought all new high quality capacitors for our pedal builds. And they're brands like these electrolytics or Worths, I believe. Yeah, Worth. And we got Chemetz, we have Vishay, we have Panasonic, TDK. We have a truck doing a Jake brake, but all good stuff. So let's get that good stuff into this PCB. Alright, we're all capped up, ready for the off-board wiring. And I gotta say, this is the nicest pedal that I've ever built. You know, when you're building a pedal for someone else, you know, you don't cut corners. You take the time to really, you just put in the extra effort. And, you know, if I was building a pedal for myself, you know, I'll cut some corners here and there to save time or for convenience sake. But when you're doing it for someone else, take the time, do it right. So what we're going to do now, we'll get out the alcohol, we'll get all this schmeg out of here, and then we'll add the potentiometers. Hook that up, and yeah, it's going together really nicely. Pretty quickly, too. Second time's a charm. Upside down. There we go. Alright, moving on. Alright, so while I'm working here, in the background, I just watched the premiere from Rexy Lab.
The baddest cat out there.
The 80s Tremolo Wars, Kayla's first interview ever. This was an awesome video. Go watch it. Stop watching this video, go watch that one. It's fantastic. Good job, Eddie. Thanks for that video, Eddie and Gary. That was excellent. Here we are. We got pot. We got good pot. Gotta have good pot. You don't want crappy pot. Ask me how I know. What do we need to do? We need to wire up input and output jacks. 9-volt jack. And we need to connect this with that. And I think I'm gonna try. I've got, oh, I was looking for those. These little ribbon cables. This is 6. I need 9, so we'll probably cut one of these in half. But we'll try one of these, just for giggles and shits. If that works out, it'll be a lot easier than doing 9 jumpers. That's for damn sure. I am. There we go. In the shadows. Yeah, that should work. Just need to socket the chips, and we'll take her for a test drive, and if that all works, back in the case she goes. Let's do it. Alright, fellas, it's the moment of truth. Here we go. Got it plugged into an amp. Clean sound, low gain side. High gain side. It works. Nice. Let's put her in the box. Yeah. So this was infuriating. Have I ever mentioned how much I hate troubleshooting? So as you saw before, it was working outside of the enclosure. Packaged it all up nice in the enclosure, and everything works except for the high gain channel.
What are you kidding me?
Ugh. Long story short, doing some probing around, traced it to the tone knob on the high gain channel. You know, if you pressed it, you'd loosen this up, loosen everything up, but have it in the enclosure, and you moved it around, you could hear something shorting out. Just could not figure out what the problem was, but it looks like, I can't see now, looks like one of the legs of this potentiometer, when this was tightened down, was bumping up against the housing for the LED. Ooh. So, a little bit of electrical tape in there, boom. Hopefully that's problem solved. Back to normal. Here we go. Lesson learned. Alright, let's see how we did here. Hey, it works. Yep, that was it. We figured it out.
Have no clue whatsoever.
Only took us like an hour and a half. Alright, we got to the bottom of it. The electrical tape is never a solution, or shouldn't be for anyone. What I ended up having to do is where's Mr. Pointer? Mr. Pointer. The LED bezel was kind of deep or long, whatever you want to call it, and I just had to shorten it, and that way it's not touching anything. I'm hoping that's the problem. It's kind of infuriating, but it's working. No more shorts. Alright. Well, that was 3 hours of my life I'll never get back. Alright, I think we're in business here. It's looking pretty nice. I like the chrome enclosure, but it sure does attract fingerprints. It's really difficult to get off of there. What are we doing around here? There we go. Alright, here's the clean tone. Going through my Fender Deluxe AB763 clone amp. This side is high gain. I have this on hard clipping. This is the lower gain with soft clipping. Wow, is that fun to do?
You're too legit to quit.
Too legit to quit.
Well, there you go. There you have it. Priest of Tone version 2. Certainly a notch better than the first one we did. Kind of a quick video today. I just wanted to put a bow on the last video we did where we were troubleshooting the bypass switches. That problem has been solved. We learned some new stuff about these bezels. Need to keep in mind that they're long and they could short out onto the PCB or potentiometer, stuff like that. So learning new stuff all the time. Pedal sounds great, ready to ship out. These chrome enclosures I really like, but they are so hard to keep clean. And this one came from Small Beer, a little bit blemished. I did order another one recently, and it seemed to be in perfect condition, so hopefully, it was just a one-off situation. But it is shiny. Definitely is shiny. Alright, we are in full pedal mode, it appears right now. We'll get back to amp mode soon enough. We got to finish up the Brown Deluxe. But we have PCBs coming out of the rafters here. And bass players coming up. We got a cool pedal for you. Came out awesome. Don't want to miss that one. And we also have a full mix demo.
The biggest concert of his career.
Finally, of the Gibson GA20 that I serviced and modded. We use this pedal so you can hear how this sounds in a mix. And yeah, good times over here at the Tone Church. I want to thank everybody for watching, subscribing, thumbs upping if you're thumbs upping, all that stuff. Thank you, everybody. Rock on.
Ow! I feel good.
Done.